Is divorce justified after just 3 months of marriage? My wife herself admits she liked me 25% of the time we were together. I'm Rahul, 29 years old, and my life just got flipped inside out. 3 months. That's how long I've been married. And now? My wife's walked out, demanding a divorce and, get this, alimony. 3 damn months. I'm sitting here in my apartment in Namdin, staring at the walls, trying to figure out what the hell just happened. It feels like a bad dream, one of those where you're falling and you know you're gonna hit the ground. Back in India, I hear things are complicated when it comes to marriage and divorce. Here in Vietnam, it's different, but the core issue, the raw, gut-punch feeling of being played, that's universal. It doesn't matter if you're in Mumbai or Manhattan. A man getting railroaded is a man getting railroaded. When she packed her bags, she had the audacity to tell me she only liked me about 25% of the time we were together. 25%. My head spun. I tried. God, I really tried. We had our arguments, sure, but I genuinely cared for her. I always tried to understand her, tried to adjust my shit when I messed up. I thought that's what you do in a marriage. You talk, you compromise, you build something together. But apparently for her, it was just a performance. Her reasons for leaving? Man, buckle up. You won't believe this crap. She hit me with a list of grievances that sounded like they came straight from a kindergarten play. First, I apparently didn't call her during office hours. I'm a senior engineer, working a high-pressure job that brings in good money, about 90 LPA. I come in early every day, just to see her, to have breakfast, to start the day together. That's my compromise. My job demands focus. You think I can just hop on the phone for a casual chat when I'm knee-deep in a project, a deadline breathing down my neck? What the hell? It's work, not a social club. Then there was the WhatsApp and Instagram picture thing. She complained I didn't change my profile picture to one of us together. Seriously? Who gives a damn about a profile picture? My social media is for work, for connecting with colleagues, not a shrine to our relationship. Is that what marriage has become, a public performance for likes and validation? I see plenty of married guys, happy as hell, whose online presence doesn't scream, "We're together!" She made it sound like a personal affront, a betrayal of our bond. It felt childish, like something a high schooler would fuss over. And a male friend saga. She wanted to post a story with some male friend, and I told her it made me uncomfortable. She immediately jumped to, "You're being controlling." What the hell, controlling? We're married. There's a line. Maybe it's old-fashioned, but I believe in a certain level of respect and boundaries when you're hitched. My wife posting stories with other dudes? Nah. I'm not saying she can't have friends, but a public display like that when she's married, acting like she's still single and on the prowl? That ain't right. And she accused me of being a jealous prick. My gut just churned with a mixture of anger and confusion. Was I supposed to just smile and nod while she paraded around with other men? Oh, the hand-holding incident. She complained I didn't hold her hand once while we were walking. Once. I didn't even realize it. When she told me, I immediately made sure to do it. It wasn't a deliberate slight. I was probably lost in thought, maybe stressed from work. I'm not a mind reader. But no, it was another mark against me, another piece of evidence for her manufactured narrative. It felt like she was collecting these little slights, building a case against me from day one. Then the silent treatment during fights. She hated it. Said I gave her the silent treatment. Sometimes, man, I was just hurt. I was trying to process the absolute chaos she brought into every disagreement. When she'd start yelling, throwing accusations, sometimes the only damn thing I could do to keep from saying something I'd regret was to shut my mouth and walk away. Was that silent treatment, or was it self-preservation? I was trying to de-escalate, to find my calm, but she saw it as some calculated emotional abuse. It was like she wanted me to engage in her drama, to shout back, so she could then play the victim even harder. The shopping trip. We were out, and she told me I could go to another section if I was bored. I took her up on it. Hell yes, I was bored out of my skull. 5 minutes later, she's screaming at me, accusing me of abandoning her because she was unwell, had a headache. Are you kidding me? She gave me permission. This woman was a walking contradiction, a master of shifting goalposts. It was drama for the sake of drama, a constant need to create conflict. I thought, what the hell am I even doing here? During arguments, I apparently stared at her once or twice. Stared. She went to her parents and twisted it into. He used to stare at me aggressively. Aggressively? Maybe I was just staring in disbelief, trying to comprehend the sheer audacity of her arguments. My mind would just blank, trying to process the illogical leaps she made, the blatant gaslighting. Was I supposed to avert my gaze like a guilty schoolboy? This woman could turn a blink into a federal offense. She also felt she initiated physical intimacy more than me. I mean, if a woman's chasing you, that's usually a good sign, right? But with her, it felt less like desire and more like a tactic to reel me in, to secure her position. Looking back, I bet she was just doing what she needed to do to get that ring on her finger. I come from a decent family, I have a good job. I'm not saying she's from some lower class, but it sure as hell feels like she saw me as a meal ticket, a way to elevate her status. This intimacy thing, it feels like another checkbox she was ticking. Then there was the shirtless male celebrity comment. She called some celebrity hot and handsome. I told her it made me a little uncomfortable. Not because I'm some insecure child, but because, well, we're married. It felt disrespectful, like she was still window shopping. And she just laughed it off, told me not to be a ________. I'll spare you the actual word. It was a slap in the face, a clear sign that my feelings, my insecurities, meant absolutely nothing to her. And the swimsuit shopping incident. I told her not to go into the men's underwear section. She called that controlling. What the hell was she even doing there? Was she trying to get attention from other guys? It felt like she was deliberately pushing boundaries, testing how far she could go before I reacted, just so she could label me as controlling. I was just trying to keep some semblance of dignity, for both of us. But no, in her mind, I was the villain. The restaurant fight. We were on our way, and I asked her to send some photos from our last outing to our family WhatsApp group. She flat out refused. When we got to the restaurant, she declared she wasn't in the mood, didn't want to go in. I was pissed. So I just turned the car around and drove home. What was I supposed to do, beg her? Force her to have a good time? She was being an absolute nightmare, and frankly, I had enough. I wasn't going to let her ruin another night, or force me to walk on eggshells. Now her father is in on it. He's alleging I mentally harmed her and restricted her freedom. And they're demanding divorce and heavy alimony. Heavy alimony after 3 months. It's like they had this whole thing planned out. Marry me, cause enough drama to paint me as the villain, and then fleece me for every rupee they can get. It feels like a goddamn scam. I always thought I was doing the right thing, trying to be a good husband, adjusting to her whims. But maybe I adjusted too much. Maybe I enabled her spoiled behavior, and she just took it as a green light to run me over. The worst part, the absolute gut punch that still haunts me, was when she told me, right before she left, that she had experienced true love with her ex-boyfriend, but not with me. True love? Then why the hell didn't she marry him? My mind raced. Was I just a stepping stone? Was she still seeing him? Was this whole marriage a cynical ploy to extract money from me so she could be with him, or just live a life of leisure? The thought twists my stomach. It broke me, hearing that. All my efforts, all my care, dismissed as nothing compared to some past fling. It made me feel like an absolute fool. Given all this, is divorce really justified after just 3 months? Based on these insane reasons? Do I even want to stay with her? Hell no! But the idea of her walking away with my money I work my ass off for, because of her manufactured grievances? That's what sticks in my craw. It's not fair. But fair has nothing to do with it, does it? Especially not in family courts. That's why so many women see marriage as a lottery ticket, A way to benefit without putting in the work. And the 25% liking thing? Doesn't that scream that the marriage needed work, maybe some counseling, not an abrupt abandonment, and a demand for my life savings? I appreciate any honest opinions, especially from other guys who've been through this shit. My take? It's over. It has to be. I need to talk to a lawyer, like yesterday. Find out my options, see what the worst case scenario is. Because regardless of the money, being with her, living like that, it's not worth it. Not for a minute. Even if I take a hit, a financial hit, it's worth it to get her out of my life. My peace of mind, my sanity, is worth more than any amount of money she could try to extract. I know my culture, our traditions, place a lot of weight on marriage, on family, on avoiding divorce. My aunties, my grandma, the whole damn clan will probably have an opinion. But life's too short to be miserable, to walk on eggshells every single day. If pissing off a few family members means reclaiming my life, then so be it. But first, I need to make damn sure this wasn't some elaborate scam. My gut tells me it was. A guy I know, who went through a similar hell, hit me up. Sorry for your loss, man. You played Russian roulette and lost. Happens to many men. And yeah, divorce is justified even after 1 minute. Women don't need a reason. They can make shit up, and that's enough for ground for divorce and alimony. He's right. They make shit up here, they make shit up in India. It's a global phenomenon. Another buddy, a sharp dude, said, if this is true, contact a lawyer ASAP. Marriage could have been just a way to get alimony out of you. He was right about that too. She probably had a lawyer lined up before she even left. I need to get ahead of this. I'm usually meticulous, analytical, but this whole thing just blindsided me. I should have seen it coming, should have vetted her harder. I ignored some red flags, I admit it. I wanted it to work, hoped I could make it work, that I was different. I trusted her version of things, not my own observations. That was my first big mistake. Someone else I talked to said, I'm getting the impression that you're rational and hardworking. After going through all the incidents you mentioned, I feel that you actually better that this marriage ends as soon as possible. He nailed it. I am rational. I am hardworking. And I'm also a damn fool for letting myself get tangled up like this. In spite of all her crap, part of me still had feelings, still wanted to fix it. And that's probably why she treated me like dog shit. Women don't respect weakness. They don't respect a guy who lets them walk all over him. I was trying to be understanding, patient, but she saw it as an invitation to be a total asshole. I was overcompensating, trying to please her, and it only made her withdraw more. Another mistake. Even trivial things seem to end up in a fight between you two, which shows that there's a fundamental difference in expectations. One comment read, I don't know about 3 months, but the way she has been reacting, and now that the entire family has filed false things against you, divorce is justified. Please keep proof of everything moving forward. He's right. The constant conflict over nothing, it was exhausting. And the fact her family is backing her up on these fabricated claims? That confirms my suspicion. This wasn't just a bad match, it was a hostile takeover attempt. This crap happens everywhere. It's not about culture or geography. It's about people, and some people are just rotten. She's a spoiled brat, used to getting her way. And I'm almost positive her ex-boyfriend is still in the picture, or was the entire time. This was a calculated move to get something out of me. And I, like a naive idiot, walked right into it. I enabled her by constantly adjusting, constantly trying to make her happy, even when she was clearly trying to pick a fight. I gave one more chance, after another, trying to fix something that was fundamentally broken from her end. I should have seen the pattern, the inconsistencies between her words and her actions. My gut was screaming, but I muted it. My friends, my real friends, are disgusted. They saw through her act. I defended her to them early on, told them she was just misunderstood. God, I was such a mark. I got caught up in the sunk cost fallacy, thinking about the time and effort already invested. That's a dangerous game to play. I'm a professional. I thought my logical, analytical mind would protect me. But when emotions are involved, when you're dealing with someone who operates without a shred of honesty or integrity, logic goes out the window. My work has taken a hit. I'm distracted, constantly thinking about this mess. My colleagues are starting to notice, asking if everything's alright. My sleep's messed up, I barely eat. This stress is physically manifesting, a constant knot in my stomach. This whole ordeal is teaching me a harsh lesson about loyalty versus self-preservation. I tried to be loyal, to honor my commitment, even when she was chipping away at my respect, my dignity. But there comes a point where loyalty becomes self-destruction. You have to draw a line. You have to protect your assets, your time, your mental health, and your damn reputation. This isn't about temporary peace, it's about long-term stability and respect. I'm talking to a lawyer next week, a good one. We're going to dissect every damn conversation, every text, every incident. I'm going to document everything moving forward. I need to understand what my legal options are in Vietnam, what an annulment means here, how much of my life she can truly claim after 3 months of this charade. This isn't just about money, it's about principle. It's about not letting her get away with this blatant manipulation. This whole public versus private reality thing with her was insane. In public, she could be charming, putting on a show for my friends, for her family. But behind closed doors, it was a different person. A demanding, entitled, self-centered individual who used intimacy as a reward and punishment system. She'd make plans, then cancel them last minute for better opportunities, probably to hang out with her actual male friends. And if I called her out, she'd weaponize past mistakes, twisting them into justifications for her current bad behavior. I'm learning. Slowly, painfully, but I'm learning. I'm gaining perspective now that I've removed myself from the chaos. I can see the patterns more clearly. My friends, the few I confided in, they saw it all along. They tried to tell me, but I was too deep in it. I trusted her narrative over my own instincts. Never again. My priorities are shifting. My well-being comes first. And I won't apologize for that. This isn't the end of my life, just the end of a very short, very painful chapter. I'll recalibrate my trust, learn from this mistake, and build better screening processes for the future. No more ignoring red flags, no more trying to fix broken women. I'll make decisions from logic, not guilt or fear. This experience, as awful as it is making me tougher, wiser. And for that, I guess I can be thankful.